Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. Something a little different today. This is Lavazza Classic Roast, and actually, since I'm not an addict anymore, we're gonna add a little moonshine, because it's too inconvenient to be true. So, and of course, an unfinished basement. And I'm not addicted to nicotine either. So, today we are going to catch back up with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, The Daily Chantal, The Chantal Show, Chantopolis, and Foodie Beauty once again. So, she had an interesting week. There was a little bit of what one could call drama, if one was being generous. In a couple different ways. One with another creator, maybe two. One as a general blast to haters, and a few mukbangs that were just pretty much mukbangs. A couple that were a little lazy. A couple that videos that were kind of cool this week. We'll get into it. But at any rate, ugh, takes you back, doesn't it? So, where we left off last week, there was the Halloween party for two, which was what it was. It was her, Pete's, and the cats. COVID, bubble, whatever. There was a live stream where I took exception to a few things she said. Particularly she used the word colored, which I thought was outdated and deliberate and stupid. But she did. People took issue with her receiving a super chat from Shanny for Christ, and Chantal acting like she was not aware of, I guess, this person's reputation. I don't know if you can send back a super chat once you've received it. I suppose she could make a donation in that amount to the NAACP? Maybe? I don't know. And there was a community post about Miss Gloria, now Miss Huzzy, who is back on YouTube under that name, getting her channel knocked down. Chantal taking credit for having done that with bullies on YouTube being taken down, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and fired a warning shot to anybody else who dare talk about, question, shame, slander on the harsher end of things toward Chantal. So this week we'll just pick up where we left off. The last video where we were was chicken parm, cook and eat mukbang, and we did do that. Trying downtown foods in my city with Pete's. So she's out with Pete's, and they're in downtown Ottawa, I believe. And Pete's is insecure about being bald. I know. I'm no stranger to the fight. It's okay. And Chantal was wearing the pink dress and the boots from the last Torrid Hall. Stunning. This is the first date outfit of any guy, girl, whoever she comes across. This is the first date outfit. Just saying. We're gonna say the good stuff. We're gonna say the bad stuff. It's a nice outfit. So this is supposed to be just a taste test, I suppose, so thank you for putting in the work for us. She picked up some bao, the little steamed with the stuff in it, very delicious. She thought she was getting cupcakes, though, but it was bao instead, so she got that. And some burgers, and she really does hate going downtown, she said, because it's crowded, and she doesn't like crowds. People have suggested a couple things. One, Chantal has herself said when she's gone grocery shopping in previous videos, she doesn't like crowds. She gets panicked, she gets hyperventilating. If hyperventilate-y a word. She also, it's been suggested, might be embarrassed about being out in public. The unapologetically doing me kind of thing might be a little bit of bluster, and she might feel like people stare, they look, I don't know. That's an observation some other people made. I don't know if it's true or not. She knows if it's true or not. Let's see. So, little anecdote. She tells about ordering some bao. She ordered, an order of them, a serving of them, a pallet of them. I don't know what quantity they come in. She ate them and she wanted more. She called back to order them using an accent and had Pete's go pick them up. Again, unapologetically doing me. And Pete says, oh, she has no shame. Well, there's a little shame in using a fake voice to order more food. Why not pick up the phone and say, hey, this is the out and proud fat chick, and I want more food because ain't nothing wrong with it. I guess maybe getting into a new activist role can take a moment, I suppose, but does she want to feel that way about herself, or does she actually feel that way about herself? The do me, you don't own me kind of thing. Like, is it just bluster and she really doesn't feel very good about herself doing these things. I think I know the answer, but again, I'm not in her head. So, and boy, is Pete's getting cuddly. He's looking more and more snuggly as the days go by. So they get half a dozen cupcakes as well, and she has one. She doesn't have much of a sweet tooth, so she eats one. I'm sure they'll be gone. And this was just pretty much a mukbang with the both of them. It's not even worth mentioning that Pete picks his teeth and burps, because the two of them are very casual on camera. It's very folksy. There's a candidness that's kind of refreshing, I guess. Do you? But expect feedback from it. Probably unkind feedback. Next, Comfort Classics, homemade meatloaf, tater tot mukbang. This set people off for some reason. I saw her eating meatloaf. I know that after this video, I think Ms. Hussey came back after being gone as Miss Gloria for a period of time and did one of her first reactions to this video. This video on its own, to me, didn't stand out as anything special. I had higher expectations, actually, at the beginning of it than it turned out to be, but... So I thought, oh, she's cooking. Yay! I like when she cooks. You know, people have opinions on her kitchen hygiene. The cats wouldn't want to eat her food. But I like watching anybody cook. You could have 10 subscribers, you could have 1 million. I just like watching how other people make different things. She goes from a pile of raw meat to it's in the pan, it's done, smashed with ketchup. So, well, there goes the cooking part of it. I miss meatloaf. I don't make meatloaf a lot. My mom always made it with the French onion soup packet from Lipton's, and then sometimes would bake it in a bag. I don't know. It always looked like it fell apart. It was never a loaf. She shows off her new deep fryer. Game changer, according to her. Quote, game changer. To make her tater tots, I suppose. Mark noticed at this point that it looked like it was a very low effort, he thought, mukbang. She doesn't owe the world a made-up face, but she often has one when she's feeling good. You know, when she's feeling good, usually she's looking good. Or if she's feeling bitchy, she's looking better. She'll have the red lipstick and the fuck you foundation on. But she didn't seem to have that. No makeup, no hair, no story time, no anecdotes, nothing. And by the end of the video, she was fishing for content from, you know, what do you guys want me to talk about? Comment below what you want me to say. And I don't think there's anything wrong with creators fishing time to time and a little bit from the audience to get feedback of, if I'm not making the kind of content you want to see, what do you want to see? And we'll see if we can make that for you. But in the context of her being completely out of ideas and the kind of low effort, aside from making the meal portion of this, and I mean, she didn't even film making the meal, it looked a little bad, I thought. Not for nothing with the tater tots and the deep fryer. This isn't a health issue. I'm not... You know what people think about you being fat. The air fryer, tater tots, and prepackaged egg rolls are two of the great success stories, I believe, of the air fryer. They don't come out dry. They come out just like I think like they were in a fryer. I might be getting on some tangents. The moonshine's getting to me. So again, just another mukbang. She says she's not feeling very talkative. She talks about comfort foods, asking the viewer, what are your favorite foods? Comment below. Trying to have more of a conversational thing going on. My comfort foods? Eggplant parmesan. I love it. It's a bitch to make, which is why it's always nice when somebody else does it. Again, can't think of any story times. No makeup, no story, no video, no cooking, no effort. I don't know. So back to the drawing board she goes. Now, at this point, Ms. Hussey is back. Miss Gloria. Under a new name. Same sass. I gotta get my phone to look at the screenshots. I am still here, don't panic. So, there was a lot of drama on the community board, and I did what I could to try to keep up with it. So, after the Meatloaf video, she was a little defensive, and the community post, one of many, and thank you to YouTube at large for creators who put up things that get deleted, who hold on to posts here and there, because it took a lot of scouring, because my own research was only about 80% of what I needed to do. This was one of the posts that was earlier. There's literally a community of people on this platform who react to everything I eat. Let that sink in. Now get a life. There was a comment under that, which I thought kind of said it all. It's from a commenter named Chubby Walrus, who I've only seen comment on our channel briefly, but always kindly. Ma'am. Sounds like Zachary Michael, doesn't it? Big Chub thinks he may have solved this mystery. I looked for clues high. I looked for clues low, sideways, and backwards. I bet it's because that's what your videos are about. You're not knitting beauty or stamp collecting beauty, you're foodie beauty. And you eat food on camera. Just call me Chubby Holmes, Sherlock's long-lost cousin or something. I thought that was cute. So, the next was, I believe, a community rant, pizza because it makes the haters mad. So she goes out and eats to spite everybody else. Somehow that'll work. I'll show you. I'll screw myself up really bad and that'll make the haters mad. I have known teenagers who I've worked with who have mental health concerns. I'm not saying Chantal does. I'm just saying I've seen similar behavior in people who have, who injure themselves to try to spite someone else. Like, I'm gonna drink poison in the hopes that you'll die. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. So, coming back, this may be off the timeline a little bit, Ms. Huzzy, again, is pissing Chantal off to no end, particularly equal, if not greater, than Charlie Gold. I think she's stabbed at Charlie Gold a few times trying to get struck for bullying, struck for copyright, all that kind of stuff, and it just bounces back. So, she did get Gloria taken down, but Ms. Huzzy is back. Ms. Huzzy is only slightly more tame. She commented under one of the lives, I believe. Foodie Beauty under Ms. Huzzy. So this was her comment on Ms. Huzzy's channel. I knew you would make another channel, but hey, if you can't see that you are my grandfather's age, fat-shaming younger women, picking apart me eating meatloaf, FFS, and talking to my cat for content on YouTube, and that this makes you truly more pathetic and sad than anyone you make fun of in your videos, then hey, knock yourself out. I could care less what you think I should be eating. Maybe worry about yourself. You look pretty rough also. XO. So, that was Chantal's position. Not age shaming, though. She defends that in the live stream. It's not shaming if she's doing it, because she's the moral compass of all things shaming. So if she decides it's appropriate to shame someone, it's for a good reason. But if anyone decides that they need to do it to her, it's definitely not. So, only causes close to her heart are the ones that should be defended. I see. So, anyway, pizza because it makes haters mad. This was a typical... I can't believe I've been watching Chantal so long that I know what typical is. Haters, reaction channels, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna eat what I want. I'm gonna do me. You don't own me. I'm not just one of your... I'm not an addict. Thank God I'm not an addict anymore. Because I'm not an addict, I can drink every day. If I was an addict, I couldn't. See? So, yeah, I'll show you. I'll hurt me. Ms. Huzzy is back. Chantal is extremely pissed still. Chantal pretends she doesn't care about all this stuff and she doesn't watch the channels. Of course she cares. Of course she watches the channels. Of course she's bothered. Why would she turn the camera on and start talking about it? She toes the line between mukbang channel and drama channel. She's kind of pulled her weight out of it as best she could. But it gets views. Eating and drama are the views that she's getting. I think I see a solution later in the week, but So, she's going to try, I don't know, try again, was what she kept saying, pretty much to everybody, when they would come up with, well, you're age-shaming him, in the comments, because she's ranting, and people are commenting, and she's like, no, try again. Yeah, he should be age-shamed, because he's too old to be doing this. Try again. Well, Chantal, what you're doing is self-injury. No, it's not. Fat people have to eat. Try again. So she's very adolescent, indignant, kind of about it. She doesn't cope with conflict well like that. I can't appreciate, actually. I should take that back. She has a very large channel, and when you're talking about criticism, you know, we have a smaller channel, about 3,000 people. So if we get backlash, proportionately, we're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 people on something they maybe didn't like in a video. She's talking proportionately 1,000 people coming at her with something at one time. Now, if she does what she says she does, blocks the haters and not watch the videos, she wouldn't upset herself. But I think she can't help herself. She can't help herself from looking at it. In the past, she has owned owned having an eating disorder and being a food addict. This is not news. This doesn't even need to be researched. If you've been watching her channel for 6 months, you know this. If you scroll through her old playlists, you can see this. She's admitted it. She's used it when backed into a corner before, when people have come at her for her eating habits, and she'll back up and say, yeah, well, when you have a food addiction or an eating disorder, it's hard. So when she's trying to defend all that stuff, in the past, she has retreated to a corner of illness in defense of her behaviors. Kind of in a way of, and I used to do it, and it's addict behavior. Don't come at me. You think it's going to make people not come at you as hard. Oh, she's sick. She's not a glutton. You know, the couple arguments, the few that float around that I've seen for Chantal's eating behaviors, her relationship with food, which is her relationship with herself, is she's addicted to food, she has an eating disorder, or she's just a glutton. That's more of the moral argument, that she just likes to eat because she likes to eat, and to hell with the consequences. That would mean she knows exactly what she's doing, and the consequences are very clear to her, and she just doesn't care. So we'll talk about that a little more too. Next, Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Burger Melt. In the beginning, we get a disclaimer that she's not looking for comments. So it's just a green screen because the salad was green, so she's eating in front of a green screen. Whatever, it's okay. These are pinching my nose. She has a burger, salad, and some chili cheese nachos. She got an auto laser for the cats to play with. I never heard of that, and it sounds cool. It sounds very cool, honestly. I'm not addicted to smoking. I can quit anytime I want. And then she's talking about pets and saying that pets are a lot of work. Pets are a lot of work if you're a good pet owner. That's what she had said. I'm inclined to agree. This is my first pet I've ever had. Bandit, and I guess now Oscar, are the first 2 pets I've ever had. Mark's had 1,000 cats. Too many, if you ask me. Which is why I have to keep telling him 2 is enough. And it is a lot of work to be good. Vet care, upkeep, brushing, things like that. Chantal, I think more so than some other folks that I react to, takes good care of her cats. She's always saying, we just got them to the vet, they had to get this clipped, I had to take care of their eyes. And her one cat is like, what, almost 20? So I suspect that she looks after her animals well enough that they're alive. She reviews the burger that she gets in fine detail, and again, it's like a regular old mukbang. She starts reminiscing about specialty items that certain restaurants have periodically, and old specialty items that they don't carry, like the Arch Deluxe. I remember they used to have like international chicken sandwiches at Burger King. There is an entire cult that follows the McRib sandwich from location to location. I mean, they make like LDS seem like a fan club. They're really excited over it. And she once upon a time said that she was kind of a connoisseur of fast food and liked fast food history and liked fast food culture and the old advertisements. And if that was just a way to dress up eating, oh, I'm interested in the history of McDonald's, that's why we went today. Yeah, I don't know. Short break, sorry. So I do have a little bit to talk about with Chantal's decision to excise from her channel quite a bit of footage that deals with addiction, eating disorders, binging, seeking assistance and dealing with those issues. Let me just go through this last video first. Is it the last? I hope. More or less. And then we'll go back and double back on that, okay? So the last video is trying Dick Ann's iconic Montreal flat hamburger. Now this video is the closest thing to good, better than good, that I've seen in a couple months, since the dress-up period pieces that she was doing. This had narration, it had some pictures, the voiceover was cool. She went into the place on her own in the middle of the daytime, which, small victories, is good for Chantal to do. She goes out at night, usually, and she goes out when there's no crowds, and she went in and did something independently. That's good. She did. I'm assuming Pete wasn't there, and she didn't send him in to go get it. So this is exactly the kind of video of hers that I would watch. If all her videos, more or less, were sort of like this. When I think of a foodie, I think of, like, diners, drive-ins, and dives. Sort of, going to places and trying different foods and reviewing them and giving a little bit of the history. This is closer to the kind of thing I would expect had I just come onto a channel like this. It was only when I learned what mukbangs were that I discovered the dark side of things. So, The burger that she got looks both gross and delicious at the same time, if you can follow what I'm saying. The poutine, what have you, she didn't seem thrilled with. She kind of just said, yeah, they're doing their own thing here. And then there's a short trailer, number 6, for The Abominable Pete's. It's a short film coming in December. We'll see. It was like a 30-second little clip. So, now that we're through the videos, let's talk for a second about her privatizing the videos and taking them down. She had commented, this comment was short, under one of Miss Hussey's videos, because Miss Hussey would reiterate the fact in one of her recent videos that she believes that Chantal is a food addict. Chantal had said as much herself in the past. She now has decided she is not. She put in writing that she's not. I am not an addict. I don't know if she said I never said I was. I think she said I am not a food addict as a comment under one of those videos. She went on to further elaborate why she was taking all these old videos down, where she did say all those things. People have speculated as to why. This was her version of things. Hey guys, just a few things. I have decided to private some videos that no longer reflect how I feel about certain subjects. This will take a while to do, but I started with the fast food funeral video because when I watch it, I feel sad for myself that I had a distorted all-or-nothing extreme negative view of food and of myself. I'm working hard to get out of that diet cycle mindset I have been trapped in since I was 15 years old. Yet, 15 and starving myself behind my family's back so I can look good like those models in the 17 magazines I used to read. Now my focus is on healing from the inside out. This is a long personal journey, and maybe someday I will share it with you, but not now. But now is not the time. YouTube is not a safe space, and it has taken me years of being on here to learn this. Secondly, I'm planning some fun holiday-related videos. I'm not going to promise a video every day, but I will do my best to bring you fun content, like more time warps, around the world, holiday recipes, Christmas lights. See you guys in the next video. Okay, so, returning to this. Videos that no longer reflect how I feel about certain subjects. So, I had said, maybe last week before, she identified herself as a food addict, and I said, just because you stop talking about it doesn't mean it's not true anymore. On one extreme side, one could say, I don't feel that I'm an addict anymore. I think I have something else going on, and I guess that's okay. I can only relate it to my own experience with addiction. In case you don't know, this is not actually moonshine. Not to put too fine a point on it, I was a raging alcoholic. I dabbled in other drugs here and there. I was a bit of a garbage head, but I had a history with substance dependence, not just abuse, dependence. Like we're talking stop, get shakes, have seizures, that kind of stuff. And I've been in recovery for years at this point. Now, if I were to decide today that it's too inconvenient to do the work to stay sober or to be healthy, and I want to change my mindset on it, I will find a mindset as an addict that will allow me to do the behaviors that I want to do, and I will always find a way to justify it. Always find a way to justify it. So what I could do today is have my moonshine. Oh, that's good stuff. We're up here north of the Poconos. They do it right. And just pretend like it all never happened. Never happened. I don't think you can do that so easily. If I went back and deleted all my videos where I talked about recovery, addiction, the damage I caused, the people I made worry, if you could count the number of times that I said to my mother, I'm on a different path now. I have to heal from the inside out. It's going to be different this time. I don't think I need to go to rehab. I'm going to work on myself and internal stuff. It's all noise. It's all noise. It's all noise. It just is. I'm not taking shots at Chantal. It's just kind of the nature of a kind of thinking. If every single solution still allows a person to continue a behavior that is hurting them, and they insist it's not hurting them, even though it's so freaking obvious, then there's some screwed up thinking. We don't have to call it addiction. We don't have to call it an eating disorder. We don't have to call it anything. But if it's not because of some maladaptive thinking, and it's not because you can't stop eating, or because you have a bad relationship with food and you abuse it at different times, then The only other option to me, maybe one of the only other ones, is that she is deliberately and happily eating her way into disability. Because if she can stop, then she would. Any thinking person would stop eating before they couldn't reach their feet. So if she's choosing to do this, as she says, then she's doing it of her own choices, and it's very difficult to feel bad for her. If she's struggling to maintain and to help herself, that's different. But 21 years of struggling and trying to do it my way, if my way worked, I would have been sober within 5 days of realizing I had a problem. Further, once we acknowledge we have a problem, it's very difficult to take that prone victim position and say that we're victims of the industry, especially diet culture. Chantal makes very good points that diet culture is not healthy for people, especially women. It does cause people to set unrealistic expectations on themselves, hate themselves when they fail, and a lot of it is a cash grab. I'm not fighting her on any of those points because they're true. However, if you know that, then you can make some smarter choices. Blaming the diet culture doesn't change my situation. I can find all the reasons, I can point everywhere for the reasons I'm not healthy. But if I never point at myself, then you don't deal with it. And then the other excuse with that is only I can change my behavior, which means stop fucking talking to me about it. I don't want to hear it. That's one of those shut up and leave me alone things, but you say it nicely, like only I can change my path. I don't mean to blow smoke at people who are trying to improve their lives, but a lot of it is smoke. It is. And she likes to eat. She's foodie beauty, you know. And when you like to eat a lot and you like to eat foods that are not necessarily healthy, you're going to gain weight. You're certainly not losing weight. I mean, I'm about 200 pounds. 190, 200. It's tough. I'm losing weight recently. That means I consistently eat X number of calories to maintain my weight. Now, she's more than twice my weight, and I'm 10 inches taller. So she would need to be eating a larger amount of food to maintain that weight. So she's been struggling for years. When are you going to give up? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be this hard. It really doesn't have to be this hard. But I don't know. There's other behaviors that go with it too. Like, I used to hide my liquor bottles, you know? And when she says, you know, she used to hide the boxes from BB, is that unapologetically doing me when I'm hiding the evidence of things I'm doing? Why not just leave them all over the floor? Why not show them off? You know, if there's nothing wrong with it, if there's nothing to be ashamed of, then why are we hiding evidence? Why are we misleading people, you know? For what? You know, is it an issue of being shamed? Or do I feel ashamed of myself and then I'm acting out on other people saying, you're trying to shame me? No, I just feel like shit about myself. And I'm lashing out at other people who are pointing out the things that I feel ashamed of. So at any rate, thank God I'm not an addict anymore. Right, Mark?
Right.
Not a care in the world. And I told you, since I'm not an addict, I can drink every day. If I was an alcoholic, there's no way I could do that. Oh, thank God. You don't mind, right? I was wrong. I was wrong. All 8 years, I was just being dramatic.
All right. Well, you know.
I don't know what the doctor was thinking, but whatever. I'm not addicted to cigarettes either. I can quit anytime I want.
You know what? Me too. I'm just gonna.
Anytime I want, I could put this down. I just have to heal from the inside out.
Yeah. Well,
that's what
me too. I'm gonna join you.
Ugh. That'll be a lot to clean up later. Well, everyone, I don't know what we've taken in from this. I guess we all have our own challenges to bear, and we can all address them any way we choose. Self-awareness is a good thing, I suppose, for anybody to have with issues that they're working on. I don't think lack of insight is helpful at all. If she's going to choose to leave all of this off YouTube, that's fine. I have concerns for her. I know she doesn't care, and I think we're not allowed. But if people can hate her for no reason, can I care for no reason too? I'm allowed. My only concern, again, would be the issue of self-injury. And I'm not talking about YouTube. I don't care if her... I'm not talking about her channel getting taken down or haters being right or her being demonetized. I'm talking about Chantal the person sitting alone at home eating a lot of food in one sitting. And is that making her feel better or worse? And what can she do in her private life to go address that? Would she be a happier YouTuber? Would she be a happier person? Would it affect the content of her channel if she felt better about herself? Is all of that positive I'm gonna do me bluster for real if she's calling in with fake accents to order food because she's embarrassed about how much she eats and hiding pizza boxes in the closet because she's embarrassed at how much she eats and looking around like a dope fiend when she's eating in the car because she doesn't want anyone to see how much she eats. It's all bluster. It's all crap. It's all over the top just to cover it up. And again, I think the difference between being shamed and feeling ashamed is something to meditate on. You know, discernment is a wonderful, what was it? It was a gift of the Holy Spirit. I went to Catholic school. It's one of those good things to kind of meditate on, I think. So that's something I will meditate on as I finish off my moonshine. Not so much moonshine. I was only not an addict for the length of this video. I'm going to go back to acknowledging reality and doing something to deal with it. So I'm here for it. You're here for it. We're here for it. So thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe, hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you get the alerts and you'll hear every time we go live. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on the Twitter. Our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information is also all listed down below. Thank you again, and Mark and I are going live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, so if you're free, please do stop by and say howdy. It's usually like the cool side of the pillow. There's usually not... It's pretty low-key. We go on for about an hour, sometimes a little bit more, and usually pretty low action. We just kind of hang out, so feel free to drop by. And thank you for watching. Bye!